mechanically inclined person. Oh no, y'all hop out and change the air filter on my truck. I don't like spending $30 for oil change places to do it, and I can't change oil around here in the city anyway. And the air filter part went fine, but it took me nearly an hour to dig out the extension and the 5/16 socket that I dropped down into the engine compartment. And yeah, it took a while to get it out. Anyway, so I'm running a little late, but I'm here. That's the big thing. It is 4th of July weekend. Oh, I can hear myself, and we're running on all cylinders. So 4th of July weekend. All of you, hope you have a safe 4th of July. Get out and celebrate America's 250th birthday. We have outlasted pretty much all the democracies or modern civilization. I forgot exactly how they pronounce it or style it, but it's normally only lasts about 200 years. So we're doing 250. We still ain't got it right, but we're better than anywhere else in the world. So, and if you don't like this country, go to one you love. If you don't love the country you're in, go to the one you love. That's all I can say. Anyway, I have a great show for you. Today's pairing is built on contrast. Hang on, I got my professional Yinling bottle cap that holds my table steady. It slipped out. This is a contrast disguised as harmony. So, it's getting a little, kind of getting in the weeds here. On one side, you have Penelope Riviera. That bottle just landed in my lap. That was that and the Havana. I just heard about Riviera just a short time ago. And I'm like, yeah, I've been chasing the Havana, so I'm gonna get that first. Then I'll see if I can figure out how to find some Riviera. And then it just fell in my lap. So I jumped on it. So now I'm still waiting on the Havana. But the Riviera brings a kind of a lifted, fruit forward rosé cask brightness layered over a soft bourbon light whiskey kind of base. On the other side, you have the CAO Colombia. It delivers a kind of a grounded, medium-bodied world blend that's earthy and nutty. Has a little bit of subtle citrus drivers in it. So this is kind of a bright meets grounded session where texture matters a lot more than strength. So the Penelope Riviera. Go ahead and uncork this. Pour a little in a glass. I think you all know I really, really do love Penelope and the spirits that they are producing. I think this is my 11th bottle of Penelope. I have 2 more that are pre-orders that I've been waiting on those for like a month or month and a half. And I do still need to get the barrel proof. Then other than that, the Havana is the only one that has managed to elude me. So anyway, this is an American whiskey, bourbon plus light whiskey blend. It's 94 proof. It is distilled by MGP, Ross and Squibb. It is finished in Spanish rosé wine casks. It is a 4, a 4 grain. I was trying to say seed. It also does start as a seed, but that wasn't, it's a 4 grain blend that's 74% corn, 16% wheat, 7% rye, and 3% malted barley. So you're going to have very sweet with corn. You're going to kind of round those edges a little bit with 16% wheat, but you're going to sprinkle in a little bit of spice with 7% rye. The corn will drive kind of a soft caramely sweetness. As I said, the wheat kind of rounds out that texture and kind of softens those edges. The rye will give it a little bit of a lift and some structure. And of course, malted barley, almost every whiskey, unless you get over into the scotches, where it's all malted barley, they have some malted barley in it, and it kind of keeps the finish kind of clean. The rosé cask finish pushes kind of a floral and red fruit sort of palette with strawberries, raspberries, and maybe even some peaches. And I'm not much of a peach person, but anyway, the result is a light and airy bourbon profile with wine cask aromatics kind of leading the experience. And it's still 94 proof. We're not talking about an 80 proofer. So it does have a nice backbone to it. As you can see, it is beautiful in the glass, kind of a medium to dark gold, maybe starting to border on amber on the nose. You do get a lot of strawberries up front with some apricots, some nice vanilla cream. There's a nice florally honey kind of note in there. And then maybe some hints, some soft hints of grape. So on the palate. Hey, cigar smoker, thank you for joining in, man. Glad you're here. As I said, I don't like peaches, but I'm taking one for the team, and this is a really good spirit. But you get kind of a peach nectar, but then once I get past that, it's all for me. Red berries, like some caramel drizzle in there, some nice light baking spices, and then just uh, kind of it's soft, but it's heavier citrus. Sort of instead of being like citrus zest, it's more like an oil. It's just got that heavier scent to it, but it's not strong. Um, I guess you could say the difference between sugar and caramel. I don't know, something like that. You know what I mean? I hope you know what I mean. Let me have another drink. And this may be a two glasser. I'm already about halfway finished with this one. Um, hang on, need one more. Oh, while I'm here taking sips, you're watching. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, whatever wherever you're at. If you go and subscribe to me over on X for $1 a month, you get the show notes a couple of days before the show comes out. Show notes for this one I sent out. What's the day? Friday. I sent them out Wednesday. So all my subscribers on X, they already had my notes and can follow along as I go through this journey with you. One more. All right, the finish. It's a medium length, but kind of light finish. It's floral driven. There's some lingering notes of like vanilla custard and just a faint, dry oakiness, kind of just kind of hanging around and as it fades away. That is a very good spirit. I still think at this point the Rio is my favorite. If you can get your hands on a bottle of Rio, it is really really good. Mm. But this is right up there. So now, am I doing on time? Oh man, we're doing good, doing good. The CAO Colombia. Um, the filler is a mixture of Brazil, Colombia, and Icamazinga tobaccos. Okay, it has a Cameroon binder, and then it has a hybrid Nicaraguan Honduras blend wrapper, and it is a medium strength cigar. As you can see, it's a very very light tan, kind of kind of reminds you of those Connecticut shades, the Olive O's and G's like that. It is a it's a very well constructed stick. Um, yeah, I don't. Okay, there's a seam. It's got nearly. Oh no, that's not a seam. That's a vein. It's got invisible seams, and they must be tight because I can't see them. Um, great construction. Um, moderate to medium veining. None of them are extremely pronounced. There are just quite a few around there. I'll let you guys see that, and then I'll hold it a little closer here so that you guys can see that. Yeah, there's not a lot of them, and none of them really, really stand out, but, you know, moderate to medium veining. Um, on the nose, I get cedar and toast, like toasted bread, a little bit of light cocoa, and just a faint, faint citrus peel in there. It's got a nice aroma to it. It's not overly complex and it's not pronounced, but it is very appealing. So let's go ahead and give it a cut using my cigar V cutter. V cut is my favorite cut. Another beautiful one there. On the cold draw, I get some really good palate notes of like sweet tea, um, some like some raisins, some baking spice, a little bit of dried wood, and maybe or it's hot out here, I'm sweating, um, and maybe a kind of a mild nutty cream, oh, like hazelnut coffee creamer, something like that. You know, it's sweet, it's nutty, kind of, you know, but not big. Oh, and I'm watching Australia and Egypt and the hell is this World Cup? So, all right, let's go ahead and light it up. We're doing okay. We're doing okay. Oh, well, we were doing okay. My four torch there went out of gas, and I almost grabbed my Rocky Patel Envoy as I was headed out here, but I'm like, no, I got the other one out there. I'll just do that. I'll just use that one. It's a very nice mild smoke. The draw may be just a little bit tight, but it's okay. Touch it up. Make sure it's getting. We start off straight. Is it the old carpenter thing about measure twice, cut once? On the light, I get some great notes of cedar and a little bit of light pepper, some toasted grain, and maybe just a little subtle cedar zest. So not not too bad at all. It's a pretty good one. Hope I didn't just lose Instagram. If I did, sorry. That's weird. Oh yeah, I did. Lost Instagram. Huh, the phone just locked up. All right, we got to push ahead though. I'll have to catch them back up. They'll be like, "What the hell?" It's not a huge smoke producer. Um, Already gone from the glass. All right, let's see if we can get this back going again. Yeah, you do have to. It is a little bit of a pull to get the smoke rolling. Um, but overall, The Riviera kind of immediately elevates the cigar's kind of citrus and more bread notes, while its rosé fruit lift and softens the earthiness and kind of pushes a kind of a fruit tea illusion sort of across your palate. Welcome back, Instagram. Sorry about that. It just locked up and reset. That's all I can say. It is actually a good thing that I have to live stream on two separate phones, because these people on Rumble that are watching on Rumble or X or YouTube, they were just like, well, nothing happened here. We're doing good. So anyway, I hate that, but I don't know what happened. Yeah, I do wish this stick was a little bit better smoke producer. Uh, the smoke's a little thin, um, but I do like the flavors, and I do like the way it pairs together. That draw was a little better. Maybe it's one of those progressive things, you know. I got to have a drink of something else because it's hot out here. It's nearly 100, and I was sweating like a pig coming in from changing that air filter. And it was in the garage. It was hot. Now I think as you move through into the towards the halfway mark, you're going to find that kind of a nutty core develops. You'll get walnuts, cedar, cream, maybe a little mild cocoa. Um, and this is kind of where the two kind of lock together. The CAO Colombia's nuttiness meets the Riviera's vanilla and caramel base. That rosé influence kind of adds kind of a red fruit glaze kind of thing to the cedar and the toast. And who doesn't like red fruit glaze on your toast, right? Uh, and the texture kind of becomes creamy rather than dry. And then as you move on through towards the end of the smoke, you'll get more earth and pepper and roasted nuts and just a lingering amount of cedar spice. All in all, the Riviera kind of prevents the cigar from turning heavy or bitter, and instead keeps it lifted up with the soft berry sweetness and some fade, and that gentle oak dryness that kind of mirrors the cigar's wood notes. Um, the uh, the wrapper is kind of a strange wrapper, um, and the cask, the rosé cask interaction, the CAO's Colombia Cameroon binder, um, and that world filler. That structure brings kind of a nutty cedar soft spice, while the Riviera's rosé cask introduces fruit, the fruity acidity, and some floral lift. Together, they create this wonderful like fruit over cedar kind of dynamic uh, that is um, it's dynamic rather than just sugar and spice. Overall, this is a contrast driven pairing. It works because neither side really overpowers the other. Um, the Riviera brings lift and aromatics, and the CAO's Columbia provide structure and earth. And the result is a session that stays evolving rather than escalating. Overall, I would give this pairing about an 8.8 out of 10. I think the kind of balance of strengths, um, you're doing pretty well in there. I would give the spirit like a 9.2. I would give the cigar somewhere around an 8.7. Uh, I think this makes for a very interesting sip and smoke. You should really try it. You really should. I hope you've enjoyed this episode as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you. Please hit like, subscribe, share, notify, ring all the bells, blow all the whistles, and tell all your friends. And leave me comments. I love comments. I don't care what they are. I love any of them. Um, have a very safe and celebratory July 4th. Happy 250th birthday, America.